Hello everyone. What if I told you that for the first time in human history, millions of people are choosing to stay single, even when they have the opportunity to get married? Sounds strange, doesn't it? For generations, marriage was considered one of the life's most important milestones. People grew up expecting it, families planned for it, society encouraged it, and in many places, people were often judged if they remained unmarried for too long. But something is changing. Today, more people than ever are delaying marriages. Some are choosing not to marry at all, and this trend isn't limited to one country. It's happening in India, in America, in Europe, in Japan, and in many other parts of the world. So, what happened? Have people stopped believing in love? Have relationships become more difficult? Or is modern society changing the very meaning of marriage? Let's find out. To understand what's happening today, we first need to understand the past. Imagine living 100 years ago. Life was very different. For most people, marriage wasn't simply about romance. It was about survival. Families worked together, children helped support households. Financial security often depends on marriage. In many societies, remaining single wasn't considered a realistic option. People married because society expected it, because family expected it, and sometimes because survival required it. Marriage wasn't just a personal decision, it was a social institution. But as the world changed, so did people's choice. Now imagine a young professional living in a modern city. They had a job, their own income, their own apartment, their own goals. For the first time in history, many people can build a stable life without depending on a spouse. This is one of the biggest reasons behind the rise of a single life. Especially in urban areas, both men and women have more opportunities than previous generations. Education has expanded, career opportunities have increased, financial independence has become more common. As a result, marriage is no longer seen as a necessity. It has become a choice. And when something becomes a choice, people start asking questions. Questions that previous generations rarely asked. Do I really want this? Am I ready? Will this make me happy? And those questions are changing everything. Another major change is how people define success. A few generations ago, success often followed a familiar path. Education, job, marriage, children. Today, many people define success differently. Some want to travel, some want to start business, some want to focus on personal growth, some want to explore the world before settling down, and many people are discovering something important. Being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. Someone can be single and happy, just as someone can be married and unhappy. This realization has changed how people view relationships. Many now believe that marriage should improve life, not simply complete it. Now, here's something fascinating. Technology was supposed to make finding love easier. Dating apps allow us to meet thousands of people. People we may never have met otherwise. Yet many experts believe that modern dating has become more complicated than ever. Why? Because unlimited choices can create a surprising problem. Imagine walking into a restaurant with 5 options. Choosing is easy. Now imagine a restaurant with 10,000 options. Suddenly choosing becomes difficult. Dating apps often create the feeling that someone better might always be one swipe away, and that make commitment harder. For some people, technology increased opportunities. For others, it increased uncertainty, and uncertainty often delays decisions, including marriages. Another reason is that expectations have changed. People today don't just look for a partner, they look for compatibility, shared values, emotional maturity, mutual respect, financial stability, personal growth, and many people would rather stay single than spending years in a wrong relationship. Previous generations often stayed together despite incompatibility. Today's generation is more willing to wait, and sometimes that waiting becomes permanent. Then there is another factor many people don't openly discuss: fear. Not fear of love, fear of getting it wrong. Around the world, people witness difficult marriages, painful divorces, family conflicts, emotional stress, financial struggles, and some begin asking themselves a simple question: if a relationship has the power to improve my life, it also has the power to complicate it. For some people, avoiding that risk feels safer than taking it. But perhaps the most surprising change is this: for centuries, marriage was the primary source of companionship. Today, many people find emotional support elsewhere through close friendships, communities, colleagues, social circles, and even online connections. Some people no longer expect one person to fulfill every emotional need. Their friendships provide support, their career provide purpose, their hobbies provide fulfillment, which means marriage is no longer the only path to a meaningful life. However, there is another side to this story. While independence is increasing, so is loneliness. Many countries are reporting record levels of social isolation. People have more freedom than ever before, yet many also feel more disconnected than ever before. And this raises an important question: are people avoiding marriage because they are happier alone, or because modern life makes lasting relationships harder to build? The answer is probably different for everyone. And perhaps that's the most important thing to understand. This is not a story about marriage versus staying single. It's not about who is right or who is wrong. It's about choice. For the first time in history, millions of people have the freedom to choose how they want to live. Some choose marriage, some choose independence, some are still searching for the right person, and some are still searching for themselves. Maybe the real question isn't why are people staying single? Maybe the real question is what does a meaningful life look like in today's world? Because whether someone chooses marriage or chooses to walk alone, the goal has always been the same: to find happiness, to find purpose, and to build genuine human connections. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think people today have more freedom than ever before? Or has finding meaningful relationships become more difficult? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy thought provoking stories, hidden truths, social mysteries, and fascinating documentaries like this, don't forget to subscribe to Silent Tales by Chandana. And join us for the next story. Until then, stay curious, question everything, and keep exploring the world around you.